Welcome to the Time Capsule Show, where I explore the meaning of life in the 21st century through the eyes of people just like you and me. I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Joenrhuz.
Today we have creative director and founder of Need a Moon Love, Selena Alvarez. Welcome, Selena. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you. I love being here. This is so exciting.
So we know that you're a very multi-talented and you take on a lot of roles. Can you tell us a bit more about what you do?
Oh my God, the way you explained it is just so I call myself a walking marketing freelancer. That's like my profession, I guess, because I never knew how to put it. But I have many careers. I've always been, I don't want to say I've been obsessed with work, but I do love what I do. And I'm super grateful to be doing what I love. So one of my main things and my baby is videography. I love videography and I love video editing. But what I actually went to school for, I have a bachelor's at MSU, Montclair State University, for business marketing. I have a love for business marketing and I work in social media. I also worked for a long time as a choreographer. I also worked for a long time being a digital marketing assistant. I am a DJ assistant and a photo booth attendant. Let's see. I think I have only one more, I think. Let me see. Again, to be honest, I love all things marketing and all things art and dance. So there were many aspects where I got to meet amazing people in my life that just needed help. And I was just like, okay. And then I ended up doing it for a lot of different companies. So yes, my main baby and Need a Moon Love is a brand that I started about, I think I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. And it was just something that I created and that I just love to do. It's funny that you guys are a time capsule and you capture these moments. I find myself doing the same with my brand. And funny story, when I first started making videos, I made a creative visual album. I called it a visual album, and it was 7 episodes, and each episode was a story of a different person. Just how you guys do. It's pretty awesome that we connected. We had a poet, we had a figure skater, we had a dancer, we had a cosplayer. It was really different. And I am also in love with telling stories through video and dance. So it's really cool that we connected because I feel like we're like a match made in heaven. It's really awesome. But yes, I am all those things in a bunch, and maybe more that I'm just leaving out, I guess.
So would you consider yourself to be a creative person?
So this will probably tie into one of the questions, which is perfect. I grew up as a creative person, but I also grew up being ashamed of being a creative person. I come from a very Hispanic household. Both my parents are 100% Puerto Rican, which is crazy because I look like this, but they were both born in Puerto Rico. And they met here in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And then I was born here, but they are completely from the roots, and my ancestors 100 years. I even took a DNA test on my 21st birthday. I didn't believe I was Hispanic. I love my heritage, but I just didn't look like it. So for a long time, I was like, let me clarify. So yeah, my parents are very traditional and they believe that being creative, not parents, I'm going to say my father. My mom is super supportive. She's awesome. My father is more of a traditional Hispanic man. He believes that creative things won't get you a career. And for a long time, I believed that. And I was just like, I love my creative side, but it's not something that I guess I shared. And when I was in very early on in school, not a lot of people knew that I did certain things. They didn't know that I liked to dance, or they didn't know these things because also my school didn't really have a creative outlet for dance either. So I lived my life being creative, but thinking it's wrong because it's not the right choice in life. So don't say it because it's embarrassing, kind of thing. And then when I grew older, my dad was like, yeah, you have to do not, and he's awesome. He's not a terrible man, but he just always wanted what was best for me. So he was just like, you need to go to college. You need to do that. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to do that and I'm going to do this. But I guess like, yeah, so I ended up obviously going to college. I like school. I really do. Obviously, when it's like the things that you're interested in, I love learning. Fun fact, videography, I actually did not go to school for. I'm all self-taught. I learned it on my own. For the first year, it was all YouTube University. Like, and then like my third year, I told myself, let's be serious about it. And when COVID hit, it was a really dark time for everyone. And I said, screw it. Let me just purchase. I found this amazing like online school for film. And it's called Full-Time Filmmaker. And they're incredible. His name is Parker. And he literally taught me everything I know. I took this class and I just learned so much. And I was like, okay, like I ended up doing video because I just love it. I absolutely love it. But I always lose my train of thought. But basically, yes, I am a very creative kid. And I learned to use my love for business and my love for creativity to merge them and make a career out of it.
So that you pretty much created your own profession in a way.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's a good thing or not, because now I'm like a walking too much stuff. So now I'm like, oh no. But I love it. I love what I do.
That's really impressive, Selena. The fact that you're very persistent in what, like, and very determined and very well focused on what you do, and the fact that you actually from like point A to point B, you actually worked really hard to get where you are, and the fact that you actually self-taught yourself everything from this point, that's really, really impressive.
Oh, thank you. When I was younger, I think we were all obsessed with YouTube at our era, right? And I never necessarily wanted to be a YouTuber, but I loved the idea of making videos. Like I thought the process was so much fun, but I never thought anything of it. Like I never thought I'm gonna be a videographer. Like, no, I just liked doing it. So very early on, I was always editing like skits with like my cousins, and it was like our little moment that we had forever. It was just like awesome. Really, really cool.
Well, since you mentioned the old school YouTube, who were your favorite YouTubers?
Okay.
You got to tell us.
All right. Okay. I had a Fred phase. Hey, it's Fred. Listen, I had a phase. It's gone now. Sometimes I go back to that phase anymore. But I was very into Nigahiga. I love Kev Jumba, Strawberry 17. Like, I'm telling you, like, I definitely had that phase. Oh, Shane Dawson was an OG for me. Like, I am an OG Shane Dawson, like, emo haircut. Like, I loved that stuff. And also, something I should really mention, I've always had an obsession with music videos. I thought it was just like, oh, I love music. I love music. It's a big part of who I am. But I thought it was just like something normal. I didn't, but it was to the point where an artist would release a song and I would be like, oh my God, I have to watch the music video to see if it actually captures this song. And there would be moments where I love the song, the music comes out and I'm like, man, they should have added a car to this scene. Man, right here, there should have been fire. You know, like, and I'm like 13, 12. And I'm like, you know what? Like Lady Gaga should have had more like blonde hair on this scene. Like literally, I loved Lady Gaga videos because they were so creative. Like I was like, this is it. This is it. This is going to make it. So like, I thought nothing of it. I thought it was a normal thing. So it all started on YouTube, watching music videos as a kid after school for hours and just being like, this is so cool. Oh, nah, they need this. Like criticizing as a 13-year-old, thinking I'm like somebody. Like, so it's really cool that you mentioned YouTube. I love YouTube.
What was the first video that actually started all for you? Like really, really inspired you to really get you going?
Ooh.
Okay, that's a really good video. That's a really good question. So let's see. Okay. I am very into, so I am a dancer, and I love music and I love music videos. So for a long time, I felt like I didn't fit in with videographers. I didn't fit in with dancers. and I didn't fit in the music world because I always felt like I was in between. Like, yes, I'm a dancer, but I'm not every kind of like, I'm not that much in the dance world. That kind of like, I have a specific style. Videographers, they probably look at me like, who are you? Like, you don't know, like, you don't know what you're doing. You're like, I just never did. So for a long time, I was like, what am I? Like, I don't understand. And then I realized it's dance videography that I just love. And the reason why I'm getting to this is because there's this YouTube channel called Dance On. They've been around for a while, and they record dance videography. And let me tell you, there's just this one video, you guys have to watch it. It's it's a duo of two men dancing together. And I will send it to you guys. It's awesome. And just the way I look at dance is not the way that everyone looks at dance, because a lot of people, like, I'm pretty sure like you have something that you understand, but not everyone else gets, right? Sometimes, like, my sister doesn't really like dance. Like, she wouldn't get it. So when we see dance in person, we see something different compared to the ordinary person that that isn't into dance, right? But with videography, I can make someone see a dance piece the way I see it. And it's almost like I could turn my perspective on what's in front of me and show it to everyone and have everyone understand the same sensation, the same, like, oh, that just happened. Like, it's like magical. I think video is just magic. And I think that right there, seeing that dance video that from Dance On, I have to like send you guys. Seeing that, and I'm like, they just captured every moment perfectly. I want to do this. And that's where I started really getting into my main love, dance videography.
And there's so many stories that you can tell through dance videography. And I know that we were talking so much about creativity here, but now I need to ask you, if you're pursuing a different path that wasn't in dance, that wasn't in videography, I know it's hard. What would you be doing, and why would you be doing it?
Okay, that's a good question. Okay. When I was very young, it's crazy that you hit it on the nail. I was always very creative, but I was always like, it was like word vomit, but dream vomit. I feel like one week I wanted to be like a singer. Like, I was like, I could sing, and then I would try it out and be like, no, maybe not. So then, like, the next week I'd be like, okay, you know what? I really want to like teach math. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was always a dreamer. So I've always had things I wanted to do. I guess they were kind of almost like phases, maybe. But if I had to choose one, I don't even know. That's the thing. Like, I feel like I went through them in my head when I was a kid. I was like, oh, a shack, that won't work out. Oh, that didn't. So I feel like my whole life, I guess I was searching for that one thing that I knew would make me like super happy. And I guess like now that I'm there, I'm like, I don't even know what else to focus on. Maybe a movie director, instead of music, because I love music. Either a movie director. But then again, that's like in my niche. I'm trying.
So you would still continue in the art department, kind of? The art film department?
If I had to move away from art, I don't even know what I would do. I would be super unhappy. But there was a time in my life where I thought I wanted to teach. Like, I wanted to teach. I like math. I used to love math in school. So maybe in another life, I was a math teacher, you know?
Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein, the next, literally, I have the hair. I'm the female version.
That's so interesting, because math is very logical. It's very just point A to point B. I mean, sure, there's different ways to get to an answer, but it's just very logical compared to what you want to do, right? With art, it's so creative, and there's so much you can do with that.
I definitely feel like they tie together. I'm pretty sure people, like, I think there's like a scientific fact that like parts of your brain are the different kinds of people you are. And math and creativity or art usually go together. I've read that. I might be wrong.
Maybe. I mean, I'm a math major in college, and now
Oh,
like this.
look at you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love that.
It was honestly the craziest experience. We started learning a positive and a negative zero. And I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I didn't know it. I just finished it because that's what I started, but I'd rather work on something more creative.
Oh, I get you. Okay, that's really cool. No, yeah, if I would have been there, I'd been like negative zero. Yeah, no, I'm dropping out. This ain't for me. This ain't for me. So cool.
We're now at the segment of the show where we like to call past, present, and future, where we'll be exploring 3 different periods of your life. So the first part is, how do you see yourself now, and how does it compare to the person you were 5 years ago?
Okay. Right now, it's funny because everyone around me knows that I'm in this stage. And I guess like I usually say it, but people around me are like, okay, yeah, you're there. Right now, I definitely feel like I'm at this hustling mode. Like it's like really weird to say, but like I guess like I've been working a lot and more than I've ever been working, like ever. All at once, but I'm excited because like I love working, but also it's like super beneficial because I could grow different things too, and I just love what I love doing. In the past, so comparing myself, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
In the past, I think I felt, not think, I was lost. Like I feel like I was definitely always looking for what I wanted to do because at the end of the day, maybe as a kid or even as an adult, you want to always like make sure your parents are proud, especially my dad. You know, he was always like super tough on me. So I was like, you know what? No, I want to make him proud. Like, so I always wanted to just hit every aspect. In the past, I was also more of a people pleaser, which is like, can be very draining. And till this day, I struggle with it. But in the present, for the first time ever, I find myself like sticking up for myself a lot more. And I think it's more because, so fun fact, my parents don't live with me. They live in Puerto Rico. When I was 15, I moved. This is like crazy, but when I was 15 years old, I moved to Puerto Rico. I made the decision on my 15th birthday. I was just like, let's go. Obviously, there were aspects where I've been there before because we go every summer. And when we went and I stayed there for 2 years, I came back for school, but they stayed. So I actually been away from my parents since I was 18 and I'm 25 now. So it's like crazy because like there's a lot of things that like you just don't have your parents near you all the time. So that whole thing happening, I felt like I had to like make them proud and make the right decision to like figure out life. So now that I'm like here and my mom's actually visiting, she came to visit and it's like really awesome. I see her and she's a lot like me and I'm a lot like her and she's a big people pleaser. So like when I see her, I'm just like, that's me. And I feel terrible because I'm like, Mom, like, no, stick up for yourself. Like, so I feel like I've recently noticed I have to really learn how to say no. And I actually have been, and it's a life-changing experience.
I can definitely relate. There's definitely some parts that you have to take a step back and focus on yourself for a little bit and tell certain
My God.
Please yourself first before pleasing others.
Vanessa, you don't understand. Like, yeah, it was pretty bad. It was to the point where I actually physically got sick. I'm grateful that it wasn't COVID. I was just handling way too much.
Yep.
And on top of that, my mom was visiting. So now like I'm getting all these opportunities and I'm doing all of them at once. And your mom that you don't see often at all, she actually hasn't been here in 3 years.
Wow.
I'm doing this because I have a loft bed, right? And my mom's like chilling. Like my mom's chilling up there watching YouTube videos. You see, that's where I get it from. But yeah, I learned a lot from just looking at the person that I'm going to become. You know, when you look at your mom, you're like, or your dad, you could be, or any guardian that you have, you tend to be a lot like them because they raised you or the way they raised you. So when you see them and you're seeing what's like, wait, you should stick up for yourself. And then in your head, you're like, wait, but I'm them. So I'm doing the same thing, you know? So I had to like snap out of that.
How did you try to snap out of that? I'm sure it was probably a difficult thing to find within yourself.
It was really difficult. It was very difficult, but what really, really made me realize was just a small situation where I just saw it being done to my mom. Like I saw that she was always putting others first and how exhausted and how, but she just didn't, she does it out of love though. Like she's like a working machine. Like she will do anything for anyone and put her whole heart and soul into it to get whatever that person needs and that they're happy. And I am that same person, but then I see her, like I see her being exhausted. So I'm like, literally, that's me. So I really like, I was actually pretty recently, guys. So you guys just got me at a breaking point. This is actually pretty recent. I had to like, I recently have been learning to like really stick up for myself for specific situations that I can't handle or control.
How do you think it'll be for you in 5 years?
I'm hoping in 5 years I don't have 5 more jobs, because it's so funny. Anytime I ever got asked this question, you know, by like family, I always tell them, oh, like my resume is like this long. I think in 10 years it'll be this long. And it was always just like, it wasn't even like a goal that I want to do as much as possible. It was like the people pleaser thing, but I love doing it. So it's like a home mix, but scratch that. It's not going to be that. I really want to grow my brand. That is my dream. Nina Moon Love is right now a brand of just being proud of what you love to do and pursuing it. Obviously, I've definitely altered it to all of the people that are in my life and are telling stories. But I really want it to be an actual, like I want it to be a team. Like Nina Moon Love, I would love it to be a team, and I would love it to be a studio. This is something I've never said in person. This is like so crazy. This is stuff that I guess like I talk to myself. I have like a dream board right next to me, and it has like all of the things I'm telling you.
We're manifesting it. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, manifesting. So this is crazy. So I've always wanted a studio, and not just a dance studio. I actually want it to be called a moon studio, and I want it to be like galaxy themed, like really like, and this, I want it to be a rental space, not only for dancers, it could also be for, you know, artists, singers. Like it's just a place where you can create whatever you want to create, almost like a rental space. But I would also like to have like other rooms where you can meet up with people that can help you pursue your dreams. Like we could have someone in the marketing department if you're trying to look on how to start social media. You could look in, we have an in-house photographer. We have an in-house videographers. If you want to come book a video, come to Nina Moon Love. Not only can you book a video, we can help you with your creativity. Like I feel like I want it to be a creative center. I want it to be a home for people that create things but don't know how to start. But these are the people that are going to be like, no, you can definitely do this. Like positivity, motivation. It's crazy because I've never said this out loud. This is so weird.
Well, it's even funnier. Yeah, this kind of ties into what you said earlier about being a teacher. In a way, you'd be a teacher because you'd be helping people grow. You'd be teaching them what to do, right?
Okay, I've never thought of it like that. So yes, I guess like, and also I think community is so important. It's so important to me, and I've met so many people in my life, and I actually am the type of person that if I meet you and even you guys, like just seeing you guys going to doing the things that you're passionate about, I relate to you. And because I relate to you, I support you 100%. Like I'm already your number one fan. I liked all your stuff. Like that's a really big character trait of mine. I love meeting other creators, like any kind of creators. I relate to all of you because it's difficult to go for what you love, especially in the creative field. So this is like this is almost like my way of wanting to gather all of my creative friends and be able to connect and create together. Like that's what I want to do. And obviously, you know, this lovely thing called COVID kind of just like, nope, like, but like, yeah, it's definitely something. I used to actually teach these workshops that were my babies, Vanessa. You probably know about these. And I started doing that, and I'm telling you, my favorite part. So basically, what I did was I was a dance teacher, like a choreographer, and I would make these themes and into dance classes. So like I'm just very into themes. That's always something I've always been into as well, because I love being focused in one thing and like being able to celebrate the love for that one thing. So like I one time did like a Billie Eilish workshop. So everyone wore green, and we all like we had like Billie Eilish choreography, and we also filmed it. Like I filmed the classes, and I love that. I got to merge all of my favorite things in one. But that is my baby that I can't wait to continue once the world is a little better.
That's so
but yeah. No, yeah. I had like like there were so many.
You did High School. Did you do like a High School?
I did High School Musical. I did High School Musical. I did Selena Quintanilla. I did her. Like, and it's funny because like I'd be like, wear red for High School Musical, and everyone would wear red. It was just so much fun. I did Beyonce. Like it was just I love it. It's so much fun. And also my favorite part about it was meeting all of you guys in person. Like just like, or even virtually, like being able to connect and being like, hey guys, let's just have some fun today and like celebrate this. And it was just a great vibe. And I think it's almost like it gives me the reassurance that this Nina Moon Love Studio is definitely something I want to do, you know?
That's so inspiring, especially coming from a huge creative person such as yourself. So I need to ask you now, taking into mind your goals for yourself, your brand, and where you want to take yourself with other creatives, what principles do you live your life by?
Okay, I have two. The first one is, I think it's very important for everyone to find out what they love. And by what I'm saying, to find out what you love, find what you cannot eat, breathe, or sleep without, and you will do it for free. Like you do not care. You'll do it just because you love it. Find what you love and make a career out of it. It's very possible. Very possible. I'm telling you, if you're obsessed with paper cups, you will make the best paper cups on the planet. You know what I'm talking about? Or like anything. You're obsessed with making sweaters. You will literally knit the best sweater in the world. I got you. And you could sell them if you want to, showcase them to the world, but do famous photography on them. Like, you know, like it's very possible. So that's one. And two is never forget where you came from. So something that I learned living in Puerto Rico is that obviously it was very different from the States. Like very different. I went to school in a uniform. I know some uniforms are here. Like there are some uniforms here, but this is a different kind of uniform. It was like a plaid skirt, like really, yeah. I was just like, all right, with tube socks. You know about that, right?
Yeah.
With the tube socks, yeah. And also just our school was outside, and by outside I mean you go in and yes, like all the walls are made out of concrete, but there was no AC, no heater. It was just like you're walking through class through grass. Like it's grass. You're walking from one class to another, and you go into a cement building, and the windows are all open. There's sunshine it's almost like you're going to school outside. Like literally. And then like as you're waiting for your class, you're sitting on the concrete like waiting. Like it was just, that's what we did. We would play cards. Like it really like made me really, really humble and just I appreciate everything in my life. So yeah, sorry I rambled about that, but yes, never forget where you come from and stay humble is my second one. That's it. I'm gonna keep talking.
Experience that you had over there in Puerto Rico. I mean, it's so different compared to what we see here in the States. So different.
The lunch was delicious. But I can bet you $1,000 if someone, any ordinary American, were to go and eat that lunch, they would not eat it. They would think it was just like the milk. You know how we have milk cartons? In Puerto Rico, you get bags. So like they're bags, like plastic bags full of milk. And they give you the bag like this. So it's like a saggy bag. And you get a straw and you poke it. And you drink it like this.
So you poke it through the bag. The bag.
You poke it. The bag is like plastic and it's flat, like literally like this, like really like flabby. And you take the straw and you poke it through the plastic bag to drink your milk. This is, and I like at first I was like, what is? But I was like, you know what? All right, cool. The milk was delicious. I don't care. You had a hungry day. You're like, all right, you know. But it's the things that like you don't even think about, that we're so, sometimes we're just so, I don't want to say closed-minded. It's more just like you're in this bubble and you really think that's all life is, and it's not. There's like so many other things. There's so many parts of the world where your ordinary does not exist.
What are you grateful for in life?
Okay, so I am super grateful that I have the best support system on the planet. Like, I kid you not. Yes, I know everyone is super grateful for their support system, but I think that's what I'm most grateful for. Definitely my mom, my parents, they're literally awesome. They're at the point where like I could do something like, hey dad, by the way, I got this new job making cookies. He'll be like, oh, amazing. And I'm like, all right. Like, he's like super proud of me. And I guess like it was really in my head where I just thought, I was like, I need to impress him. I need to impress him. I need to. And I was just like, he's going to be proud of me no matter what. And it took me a while to like get that. So my parents, obviously my siblings, I have 3 older siblings that are 10 years older than me. So I'm like the baby. And I'm also the first to go to college in our family. Oh. So cool. My friends, I love my friends. My friends are literally my biggest cheerleaders. Like, they're always supporting me. And you know what's funny? Growing up, my best friends, they aren't creatives at all. At all. Like, they were actually all in sports. And I was always like the one in the benches, like, I love you guys, with the art posters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was the creative friend, but they weren't creative. Like, obviously they're creative people, but like they weren't in the creativity field. So that's also another thing. It was really just me. I didn't have a group of friends growing up that were like me, which is also sometimes like, oh, how could I relate? You know? I am super grateful for just the community that I got to experience and meet. And that, of course, includes you guys, Vanessa, obviously. Like, super grateful for meeting people that just even like care to like say hi, and or just we have a connection and we're friends now. Like, I really love growing that for sure. So yeah, I'm super grateful for the people around me. Definitely my top.
As someone in a very similar field as, you know, Selena, like I absolutely agree with you. Like, in the creative department, we have to all stick together and try to like empower each other in some way. So I absolutely agree with you.
It's like that High School Musical song. We're all in this together.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But I do have to ask. I come to notice that in your branding, you, and specifically your name too, Nina Moon Love. I see that you use the symbols, the sun and the moon. Can you I guess explain the influence behind that those symbols to you?
Sure. Okay. So funny. The way I got also the name Nina Moon Love, this was like when I was super young, and this is when YouTube finally gave you the chance to like update your usernames. And this was super long time ago when I first created a YouTube channel. And Nina is actually what my family and friends call me. Not a lot of people call me Nina. It's almost like if you see me daily and you hear everyone call my name, it's Nina. So it just tags along with you because it's like what your family calls you. Moon is because the meaning of my name is moon in Greek. which is crazy because and then love, to be honest, in the very beginning, I just wanted Nina Moon. And then, when you have, it's not enough characters or it's taken on YouTube, like the username, it was taken. So it gave me a suggestion of Nina Moon Love. So I was like, all right, cool, Nina Moon Love. So like the love part just came as a suggestion. So that's how the name came about. I know the universe was just like, you're meant to be Nina Moon Love. Like, I'm like, all right. And then now the symbol, that symbol I drew myself. It was around the time when I was planning my first tattoo. And I was just like, I definitely want to incorporate a moon. Like, I need to. And I researched for years. Like, I was 18 and I was like researching, and I got it like at 20, 21. Like, so it's something that I was really thinking about, and I knew where I wanted it. I wanted it like on my shoulder. I just didn't know what exactly. So I was looking and looking and looking. And then I finally thought of my mom. My mom obviously is a huge influence in everything that I do. But my mom, her name is Luz. And Luz means light in Spanish. Light, the sun. So in my eyes, now that I'm older, I feel like I'm my mom's parent because she's so tiny. I'm like always overprotective over her. So the moon, actually, I have a picture of it. This is so embarrassing. I'm like, here. This is what I drew up. I always kept it. This is my logo. And the moon, I drew this. Yeah. Like, wow. This is the drawing that I showed the person, and he put it on my back exactly, like, clap. So this is, okay. The moon symbolizes me, and the sun technically symbolizes my mom, which is a lot. Things that people don't know that. I just don't talk about it, but that's where it came from. And that's like, I've always loved that logo, and I use it for all my videos. Oh, it's literally the branding logo. It's cool.
I can definitely relate, like what you said about like looking into like the meaning of your name, something like that. Like for me example, my name, it means butterfly in Greek, so I can definitely.
You got the butterfly. Yes, I love that. You connect with your name.
Yes, definitely.
It's something that you're going to be called the rest of your life. So why not connect the meaning behind it and what it means to you? I think that's super, super big. JR, maybe your name is maybe your name is like a phoenix, like, and you don't even know.
I have to do more research into my Twitter name.
We'll give you a whole progress report on it, Dory.
So as you know that I follow you on social media, Selena, I realized that you posted something really interesting, that you are named after a very very iconic Latin figure, right? Can you tell me more about like the meaning behind your name?
Yes. Okay. So it's funny because I just finished talking about my mom, but it's going to be about my mom. My mom was a big fan of Selena Quintanilla. Like, huge fan, like die hard. I don't think she ever went to a concert, but like she definitely loved all her music. So the year that Selena passed away, well, we know her tragic ending, was the year I was born. So like my mom was pregnant, super, super pregnant. And then she hears in the news that she was gone, and my mom was devastated, and she named me. Like, I was born a couple months later, and she named me after Selena. And she has been a figure. It's almost like she's the big sister that's not really here. Like, you grow up watching this person and knowing the meaning behind why you were named by this person. And you don't need to meet this person. You don't need to meet her to know how special she is. And that's like insane. Like, it's through a screen, like it's not in person. But when you get that connection, you understand why you're here and who she is and how incredible she is. And also a big part of my heritage. Yes, she's actually Mexican American. I guess I'm Puerto Rican American. I've never said it like that before, but I technically am. So like, I understood her as well. being Americanized, being a Latina, but Americanized, but still staying true to your roots. Like being a Latina in my life is it's a big part of who I am because I already don't appear to look like who I am on the inside. I never felt like I had to prove myself because that's not who I am. But I've always definitely just connected with my Latin roots. Like it's just a big part of me. It's like half my life, actually. Yeah.
By the way, Selena, so would you say your symbols are kind of like your aesthetic in your life right now?
Yes, definitely. I love all things moon. Like I love the moon, and I just always been fascinated with it too. Everything in my room has something like there's a moon.
Do you like mooncakes?
Wait, what?
Do you like mooncakes?
I don't know. I don't know about that. Oh, moon cakes.
Yeah.
I never had a moon cake.
They're like, I think it's a Chinese dessert that they celebrate during New Year's, I think.
Oh.
I saw it in the movie. Have you guys seen that movie Over the Moon?
On Netflix? Yep.
That's a beautiful, I love that movie. Okay, the mooncake's in that movie, right?
I think so. It's been a while, but I think it is, yeah.
All right, cool. No, I haven't tried it, and now I have to try it. And Vanessa, you have to see Over the Moon.
I have to see that.
It's on Netflix. Watch it and then call me.
So I know we talked a lot here about your name, your dreams and hopes for the future, and all the videography and the dance that you do and how you affect your community. So now we're up to the part of the show that is very similar to the title, Time Capsule. So now I'm going to ask you, if you were to leave something in a time capsule for people to dig up 100 years later, what would you put in there and why?
Okay. Before I answer this question, I have to say something that is super important to me. I have someone in my life who is my girlfriend, and her name is Nicole. And she also is not only one of the biggest things I'm grateful for, but she's also the first person to be on my Nina Moon Love team. Like, if I have a project, she is my main videographer. And this is the thing, I don't trust people with the camera. Well, obviously, like when you give the camera someone, take a picture for me, like, you know what I mean? I feel that way with people, and she is the only person in my life that I like trust with a camera. If I'm recording something for me, she films it. She's super creative and she understands me on every level. And I'm super grateful for her because she's just amazing. And I love her. But I needed to say that. Okay, I'm going on to the question because she is I love her. I love her so much. Yes. Okay. The question, okay, first of all, I love this question. It's a beautiful question. When I saw it, I was like, this is amazing. One thing that will probably close up why I guess I do so much is I actually have an anxiety with time. My biggest fear, I don't want to be dark and say it's death, but it's more not even death. It's more running out of time to do what you love to do. So this whole thing with videos, I've always made videos, like obviously like little clips, you know, when you have a phone in middle school and you're like taking videos of your friends. I always did that, but it was always more because I wanted to freeze time. Like I would always, like, even till this day, I go back and watch old videos because I'm like, oh my God, guys, do you remember that? Like, it's just my favorite thing because you're making it in that moment immortal. Like you're gaining that. So the fact that you guys brought this time capsule, it's everything that I stand for. And one of the main reasons I made my brand, I love capturing, creating moments and making them live forever. So what I would put in this time capsule, you ask me, I would definitely put all my videos on a USB or a CD or a hard drive, or if we want to be super vintage, like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? But I would put all the videos I have ever made, ever, in that hard drive. because I literally use my videos for that same exact thing. However I'm feeling, or whatever I'm obsessed with at the moment, I definitely put it into a project, and it's there forever. So when I have kids, guys, look, this is mommy and other mommy. Like, yeah, definitely.
I love that.
Yeah, it's like your own version of immortality. It's not going anywhere now. It's cool.
Absolutely. With music, dancing and videos, like it's basically art, but with like with your body or with a camera. So definitely, I can definitely absolutely.
Yes. To tie it also together, also, another big goal of mine, I would love to direct a music video, like for an artist. Like I would love to do that. Like be like Director X is one of my heroes. I love Director X, and he has made one of the best music videos. I mean, directed one of the best music videos in all time. Like crazy.
So out of all the videos that you have done so far, Selena, right? What was your top, I guess, favorite moment?
Oh my gosh, that's hard. That's really, 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 really hard to do. Whoa, that's really, really hard. Really hard. I guess I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty obsessed with the Halloween one. I believe it was called, how am I like forgetting? My memory, by the way, my friends call me Dory because my memory is so bad. I like it's an ongoing joke too, like Dory, and I'm like, all right. But it's one of my latest ones I dropped in October for Halloween, and I called it My Requirements. That's what I called it, My Requirements. And basically in the video, so basically the song is by Melanie Martinez, and she's actually one of the artists that I actually look up to, because not only does she write music and is a music artist, she also directs, she films, like she also does her costumes. Like she's very involved in every aspect in her work, and I really admire that. So her song is about the requirements if anyone were to fall in love with her. And I believe there's 7 requirements, like, and they're like really clever, like they're really cool. So I was like, you imagine having 7 different costumes, and each requirement is a different costume for Halloween. So I did that. I had 7 different costumes, and every requirement was a costume, and it was like so much fun. And I had Nicole involved. I was like the bride of Chucky, and she was Chucky. We did Orange is the New Black. We did Spring Breakers. Yeah, we did Lady Gaga and Beyonce. Like it was really cool, and I thought it was like so creative, and I had so much fun doing it. So that might be one of my babies at the moment. Definitely.
I love that. So, is there anything else you want to add or tell our viewers, like any upcoming projects, or where can
find
our
you online?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, so I primarily use Instagram. I've been going into TikTok a little bit, but you can find me on Instagram, Nina Mulov. Pretty basic. And I guess for any creators out there who have a passion and they're just afraid to go for it, just know that you should. And that doesn't mean that you let go of your everyday work or your hustle. You don't let go of it. You just organize them correctly, plan, and do what you got to do. And I guess I personally have some things to announce on my page, but I haven't yet because I'm in the middle of a really big project with a company. And I'm super, super excited to announce it soon because it's dropping soon. And it's actually been something I've been working on for maybe 3 months or 4 or more. Wow. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, it's been a project that I've actually been doing for a long time, and it's finally being released, and I'm so excited for it.
We're so excited for you too.
Definitely.
This is great.
Thank you guys so much. You guys have been incredible, honestly.
Of course. No, thank you for being here. So Selena, thank you so much for being a part of our time capsule. Thank you to our viewers for watching, and please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tune in again next week to meet another amazing addition to our time capsule. Thank you so much, Selena.
Thank you.
Of course.